A time-conscious society. Time is the most precious currency on the planet. Directly or indirectly, human beings exchange their time for all manner of things, including goods, services, punishments, and relationships. Sometimes the last two are the same. But as we begin to understand how the human mind processes temporal progress and how this can be manipulated, must our society adapt its various structures and institutions to account for the fluid perception of time? Some may argue that time is no more fluid than currency, since pounds, dollars, and rubles can all fluctuate in value based on various economic events. It's also true that the value of certain objects and experiences purchased with currency have a subjective value, as you may feel that a mint condition version of Action Comics First Edition is worth over $3 million. Though personally, I'd rather spend that money on a year-long trip to Hawaii to get mashed off my face. Other potential replacements for time as a societal measure of value include the amount of energy you've expelled, or maybe the level of happiness or consciousness you've given over to any particular task. But whatever metric you use, each one takes time to achieve. And any one person's perception of time can and often is vastly different from that of another. Time is the great leveler. And as we explored in our main script, various diseases can cause time to move differently for certain people. Depression, for example, makes people vastly overestimate the amount of time that has passed within a certain period. And this is thought to be caused by sufferers' propensity to focus less on external events outside of their own minds. This distorted focus also causes humans to feel as though time is moving faster as they grow older. Various explanations have been given for this phenomenon, with a popular theory contending that the perception of faster time is caused by the decreasing proportional value of each passing moment when compared to your whole lifespan. For a 4-year-old child, a 4-week-long summer would be 1/12 of their entire life. For a 40-year-old person, it would be 1/121st share. The reduced significance of this time period compared to the time you've existed means it therefore passes much faster. However, in relation to distorted focus, another theory suggests that the sheer volume of novel experiences one has had as a child causes humans to live in the moment during their early years. With so many repetitive experiences to endure once you become an adult, time inevitably slows as your focus drifts beyond the real and back into your mind. This causes the brain to record fewer stark memories, and thus, in this sense, time only appears to be moving fast because you have fewer points of reference through which to judge it. Humans who switch up their lives with a new job, a new hobby, or a saucy new lover have been seen to report feeling as though time has slowed down when they recall their recent activities. So it may be that adults experience the same perception of time in the moment as children do. It's just their memory of the time which differs greatly. To find out which it is, further observations of the human brain involved in various experiences will need to be made. Some existing evidence suggests that short millisecond durations are indeed processed by a dedicated set of neurons present in the early sensory parts of the brain. If the way these durations are processed differs between people, we could potentially measure how fast or slow someone is experiencing time at any given moment. If so, perhaps this knowledge could help humans live happier and more fruitful lives. Would it be fair if two people working the same job in the same office had vastly differing experiences of how long a workday was? What if one person experienced the day 10 times faster than the other? Should one be paid more than the other? Or could the person with a more drawn-out day be given exciting, fulfilling tasks to help benefit both the company and the individual? And just how fast or slow could you speed up one's perception of time if it were possible? A super slowed-down experience would be massively useful to surgeons, firefighters, and people who are constantly bothered by ninja assassins. Conversely, a faster perception of time would be most welcomed by people who work in call centers or data processing. It may be that neurological intervention is not even needed to accomplish these things. As we explored earlier, fear drawn from dangerous situations often causes people to perceive time as slowing down. Other emotions, such as awe and empathy, have also been seen to alter the passage of time within the mind, as do certain chemical substances and even the temperature of the human body. The flow of time within the universe almost becomes a complete irrelevance if human beings can control how time is perceived by the mind. With such a tool under its belt, humanity may finally be able to master its own consciousness, imbuing all people with the ability to focus on the now, to live in the present, and to transform their existence from one of endless drudgery to a life rich with experiences and interactions. The passage of time is inevitable, and death comes to all things. But the journey along the way is potentially in our own hands. And if we ever do figure out how to manipulate our perceptions of the hours and minutes and seconds, maybe we'll finally have time to stop and smell the roses.